Okay, these are my books. I have 313 books, as you can see. I just, February the 4th, it shows I've gotten Telsa. Um, but what I like is the most powerful one this month I got is Word is Bond. Yeah, this one right here, Word is Bond. And I haven't read yet Nationality is the Order, which we always say nationality is the order of the day. Okay, and since I'm into beads, I got a bead book. But this is just a regular bookings because I haven't, my audio books is not going to be in this, my Amazon books. So Baran, and while people don't know about Baran, then you have the unreported truth about COVID-19 and lockdown, the defeat of COVID. Unreported truth. So let's go to. So I really came here to COVID. Real estate, ancient, unreported truth about COVID. Let me go to this. Right, ancient, natural, and alternative effective medicine. Okay, this is how much I read. How to be a real estate investor. I haven't gotten to that. I'll be so busy, try to get other things done. Melatonin, COVID-19. The Sparkly, the unicorn, that's for my granddaughter. These children ones are all for my granddaughter. I didn't really care for this, the return. I returned it and it was completed. I returned it maybe a day later because I misunderstood it to be something else. Um, God's Love, that's for my granddaughter, for her Kindle. And yeah, a lot of these, my granddaughter, all these at the bottom right here says the Great Depth Deception. I didn't know I had that, but apparently because I'm with Unlimited, the book, Amazon book Unlimited, some things are free, so that was basically zero. I didn't have to pay for that. Do it yourself EMF home inspection, that has to do with a lot of magnetic field. At my house, have lived in for years, 15 or so years in this unit, about 20 years in this unit, but it has a lot of electromagnetic field. That's what EMF is. But what bothers me the most, what affects me the most, is the magnetic part of the field, the magnetic, and that's because the way the structure of my unit has a lot of metal, like corner to corner. All the windows, you got a bunch of windows in here, so that it generates a lot of magnetic field. Okay, that's for a book reading, my device for if I'm late at night in the bed reading. All lights are out, so I have my little pink little thing. So how to market a book, investing for beginners. A lot of these I haven't gotten. These the Basher Science Microbiology. That's for children. That's for my granddaughter. So when my granddaughter and goddaughter are together, I get them to read a page or two. It depends on what type of book. If it's an easy book, they can read the whole book. But if it's a complex with wording, because they're in first, second, is it first and second and third, or kindergarten, first, second, and third? Off is four of them because they're like stair steps. So Academic Circle of Life, that a sister, she's a doctor that I follow heavily on um, Instagram. She's a more like, she's a more, but she has I followed her before she actually completed school, got her degree, her doctor's degree. I was following her because I liked it, her family. She's very family oriented, so that's what drew me close to her. And now I follow her on Facebook. I don't know which one I had first. I was following first, but I actually follow her on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, let me see. Let me go to the next one. When I say follow, we follow one another, but she's the prominent one. An African American coloring book. I got that for my granddaughter. The STEM coloring book. I got that for my granddaughter. Um, Anti-aging Codes of Longevity, Vaccine, The Horrors of Vaccination, Exposed and Illustrated, Cursive Handwriting Practice Book for 3rd, 4th, 5th graders. That's a good book. Sounds like a good book. I don't remember these books. They're probably in my granddaughter's library. A lot of these are, yeah, in my granddaughter's library. Some of them are ebooks and some of them are hard copy. And these cursive in addition, they're hard copy. It doesn't tell you right off. I probably have to view view order details to let you know which are ebooks and which are hard copy. The ones that I get from my granddaughter are basically it's half and half, but with me, it's like 75% ebooks, then the 25% hard books. So, fascination. Ever since 21. See, I'm in 21. Anything in 2021, we're going to have a lot. Oh, this Glory, this is really good for children of all ages, even teenager. Get that Glory, Magical Vision of Black Beauty. Oh, man, that is so very illustrating. The images and the photos are very beautiful and very well illustrated. So that's a plus. That's a teenager would love it, would really love it more so. But I got it for my granddaughter now. As she ages, she can get into it and see all the beauty and read the text go with it. Okay, I have Brown Girl coloring book. The best Christmas ever. Okay. Good day or bad day. That's my granddaughter. Okay, back to me. America is a true old world. That's a lot of that has that more explain a lot of our civics. That's a civic book. Most Moors you will see most Bay and with their last name. That's a Moor who that the author. The author is a Moor. You can tell by the last name, El Bay. My first ukulele. My granddaughter plays ukulele. She plays. I have her playing, trying to engage in multiple instruments, and that's one of them. Unrebutted affidavits stand as truth. Everyone knows if you knows that affidavits is the document that stands as truth. And you always got to keep rebutting. Once they send something, you got to rebut it back and forth because of back and forth. And who the last one standing is the truth. Okay. EMF freedom. That's electromagnetic field. Okay. The melanin empath. Discovering your energy. Learning about that. How to make your own nut tropics. I always want to get into that, but I haven't understood too much about it. But I do want to understand nootropics. I don't know how that's pronounced, but I see it a lot. The lemon miracle. Fascination, provide useless and dangerous. Tracing EMF. This is a book that would be excellent for any male or female who's in property management maintenance area. They should get this book. This should be a mandatory for all those who works in property management maintenance area. And I got it because of my health and my building, my structure and everything like that. But if I ever have to explain, if they ever wanted me to explain, to break down Chester Housing Authorities, who is my property management, if they ever needed me to break down and try to understand, or if they ever want to read this, they could. The maintenance men that flow through here, and that's very, very powerful. Which shows you how building structures are actually, some of the building structure in today's society are wired wrong, but they're taught that from electrical school. They're taught to wire the building a certain way, and then sometimes and a lot of times that wrong way may affect the health of the person that's living in that dwelling. Not all the time they affect it. It depends on how. It depends. Like I am affected because it's made me very sensitive. My body is very sensitive to magnetic fields now. It affected me on so many levels for so many years, but I got to the point of being a introvert. Not like lot wanting to discuss my circumstances, trying to keep things to myself so I wouldn't sound crazy. So it harmed me more by doing that and not having no support system or people who believe or know the science behind. Um, but now there's an organization that's been out for some years. I stumbled upon. I've been upon them about 3 to 5 years. It's called Building Biology. They actually train people. They actually train um, individuals to learn to spot dirty, bad building structure, the wiring system, the harm that it creates and stuff like that. And I give them, I salute them for doing that. But it's mostly, you don't see nobody of, how can I say, it's mostly Caucasian. It would be good that our people engage in that, to stand behind one another, to say, "Oh, she's not crazy. This is can occur, and this is occurring." But you have nobody that's their science challenge in regards to building structure, the biology of the building. Let me go to the next one, because I'll stay too long on that one. Vaccines expose granddaughter, hair love, pretty melanin, my granddaughter. Here we go. What I've tried to express: sensitive. What electrosensitivity do you have it? How to protect yourself from EMF pollution, and then it's called EHS. Survival guide. See, in the medical field, is not going to be. Those are not going to. These words are not going to be listed. It's going to be listed in the medical field in a medical code as radiation illness. That's what it's going to be called. So a lot of times people don't know that. It's like, if you don't know, like for years I didn't know it was classified, and it had a code, medical code, and it was called um, radiation illness. And doctors can diagnose you with it, but the doctors today are so challenged in the field. The schooling that the type of schooling that they give, they don't upgrade them, they haven't updated them, so they don't know that these codes are out here. Medical codes are out here. So yeah, so I've posted on my Facebook page the codings, the whole shallot of the medical coding of how it's done, and how a doctor could diagnose that certain illness. When someone is sensitive to electromagnetic field. And EHS is actually saying electro hypersensitive. EHS. That's what that is. Okay, moving right along. A girl named Rosa. That's Rosa Parks. I got that from my granddaughter. Ozone miracles. Oxygen, and that's what electromagnetic field does. It decreases your oxygen level in your atmosphere, and if you got to study all the ins and outs of how it affects your health, your environment, and everything like that. And that's what one of the things we do. Okay, everybody's familiar with Dr. Selby, so I had to get that. CBD oil. I want to understand that more. CBD. Cannabis again. The Tinfoil, that's a good book. EMF, in reference to how to fix our stupid use of technology. They're talking about the EMF. It can affect you through the Wi-Fi, your smart meters, your devices. It depends on how sensitive you are. Some things won't affect you, but it will harm you, even though you're not feeling the side effects of being exposed to it. It's still harming you. So different people have different effects, or like I do. I'm just so sensitive. So moving right along. Dictionary of word origin. That's like etymology. So the studying, I like to study words of origin, because the true nature of a word is where it originated from, not what is later on manifested into something else. That doesn't have the strength to it. The strength of a word is where the original word came from. That's the strength. That's the power of that word. A lot of people don't know that, because now you have a word and it has three different meanings. But find out the origin of the first word of the original word, and that's what where is really. And a lot of people, especially judges and lawyers, they know that a lot of stuff they do, because they know that you don't know the origin of a word, and they utilize it in their casing and stuff like that, and in their delivery. So let's go to the next one. The power of science of melanin and chemical, right? That makes us who we are. The brainstorm, and that's for my granddaughter. Board member affidavit. That's another civics. Robinson, the author Robinson David E. I follow him and we follow each other on Facebook. He's a great civic. He knows a lot of civics. And I buy a lot of his books, a lot of his books. And when I started out in civics, he was the first original person that I would. And then later on, I started uh, following Moors in their knowledge and information and teachings and stuff like that. How they their master classes and stuff like that. But my original person was Robinson David E. Period. Okay, here's another book. You Are Not Negro, Black, Colored, Morisco, nor an African Slave. Okay, look what Brown can do. That's for my granddaughter. I know I can, granddaughter. The Holy Quran for the house. Melanin, the magnesium. Magnesium is very vital to to us, the body. CBD again. 8 living trust forms. I'm just trying to understand trust, so I got that book, Living Trust. I'm trying to understand the trust, so I got that. I got that. And Kitty for my granddaughter. Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. That's excellent to have. And see, as you can see, it says Kindle edition right here. Kindle edition. That means it's an ebook. When it says Kindle edition, most of mine will say Kindle edition when it's ebooks. These are my granddaughter loving me. And Terrible Terrell. Word magic, the power and cult definition of words, which that's why I was saying that's why we need to get into etymology, because we don't know the power of words, even though it says occult, because a lot of words is reference to spells. That's where spelling came from, because you can cast spells on individual. It's not the way that we were taught how things operate in occult and spelling. The language is spelling is used and spell casting is used in a courtroom. A lot of people don't really know that, but yeah, spell casting is illustrated through the court system, amongst other areas. I'm just using the court system as an example. Radiation right here. Them two top ones are my granddaughters. Here, EMF book, Radiation Nation. Expects again. These are all references to electromagnetic fields, radiation. Okay, I have a lot of those books on science, on the biology of man. Okay, that's why I said I needed someone for myself that's going to be science knowledge and civic knowledge. They have to have. It would be a powerhouse together to have a mate when you both of y'all are civic minded and science minded on the same area. I know someone I spoke with recently. Last week, they science, but their science is not where my science is. Their science is not a reference to electromagnetic field. Their science is about I can't think of the word, not architect, but like where findings of old ancient things. That's where their science lied. Their science area of knowledge was not. It's not like they were expertise, but they had more knowledge in that area. But yeah, express trust under the common law. That's important. Herbals, herbals. My granddaughter, lemon. Um, Nationality, birthright, and jurisprudence at the bottom. And more civics. I love civics. Turmeric, morals and dogma, EMF protection, the common law. I don't know why that would be in the book though. That's my granddaughter. Now we're in 2017. So let's go. This is a lot of my granddaughters. My granddaughters a coloring book for adults. Um, Gel pens. Okay, that's all my granddaughters' things. Treaties, one of the supreme laws of the land. And a lot of them are in a lot of our United States are in dishonor of a lot of the treaties. but a lot of people aren't familiar with we aren't taught about treaties in school, public schools, public institution. So we're not familiar, being that we're not familiar with treaties and how powerful and important they are. Melanin, what makes us Moors, more white man, um, Moorish nationality, official proclamation, more and more. Without Prejudice. This is a dynamite book. Without Prejudice, UCC 1207, Sovereign Covenant. A lot of people need that. Should be been placed in all school systems. It would help a lot of us. We wouldn't be so the way we are if we knew the civics, that understand civics. This is the law part of civics, because history is history, science, law, um, from geography, knowing where longitude and latitude, the original lands, the original names, titles of the land, and all that. We would understand much more of what's going on. We wouldn't fight each other to be debating as strong as we debate. Um, yeah, so Without Prejudice, that's by Dixon Williams. That's a great, excellent book to have. Okay, alchemy. I don't understand alchemy. I hear it, so I was curious, but I haven't yet to learn what alchemy and what an alchemist is, and alchemy. I actually quickly looked up what alchemist is, but still, I have a lot to learn in that area. Niggas Plantation. Oh, here's another book by Robinson David E. Disclosure 101, what you need to know. A lot of things that don't be disclosed to us, and a lot of things are hidden. We engage in, we embark in. A lot of documents, things that we sign that we don't really know that we're signing. Things are waiving our rights and removing rights, and left and right. Here's Slaves by Law, the Fraud of Legal System, and Civics, Commercial Redemption, Civics. That's by Robinson David E. That's Civics. Zen coloring book for adults. I probably borrowed that. My granddaughter, my niece had for her class the organic chemistry. That was from her. She had to return it. It was just taken out at that time. I don't know if Amazon still do allow students to retrieve books and read them and then send them back. They give them like a couple of months to for classes and stuff like that. So she utilized me and got the book and returned it. I don't know what is. That sounds like a good book though. Organic chemistry. Okay, back to me. Civics. Give yourself credit. This is the finance. I said civics is law, history, science. It's also finance. It's everything that has to do with how the system governs you on different planes. The finance plane is the history aspect, the law aspect, the science aspect, the geography aspect. So that's all civics. Okay, living with Agenda 21. That's something, I don't know if I want to, Agenda 21 is like, oh, I can't, it's too complex. Sensors and let's go moving right along. Sensors and transducer, that's science, that has to do with hardware. Quantum physics for babies, I got that from my granddaughter. Electric squash, how natural force may explain supernatural powers. Motorcycle and cancer, that's the EMF. When you ride a motorcycle, you got all that cancer, some the radiation of some of the radiation that the motorcycle expels. Mm. Physics, why matter matters. That was for my granddaughter. Sound healing chart, the energy field of human body. Alchemy, love's craft, the amazing queen bee, granddaughter. I love my granny. Granddaughter, animal third eye. Granddaughter, it's liberation time. Granddaughter. So you want to be a dealer, the business of marijuana. Okay. Dark light, Satan's host. Kabbalah. Technocracy. 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 How do you spell that? Technocracy. Rising. The Trojan Horse of Global Transformation. Freedom from Government. Citizen Slaves. Understanding Law and Liberty. Okay, here that's the civics books. Freedom from Government is a civic book. Meet Your Straw Man. And, oh, I didn't mean to go here. Meet Your Straw Man and Whatever You Want to Know. Robinson David E. He's an excellent, what's name in civics. He writes so many books I have of him. Evidence Law 101. A highlight, I See Sound, a poetry journey of uh, I met this sister. I think she was in Delaware at a Moore, where, what's the name, House of, I can't even think of the name of the place, where, the Grand Sheik, I can't even think of the Grand Sheik, Taj Bey. He attends, he comes and has master class, used to always during 2015. I started going to the master class that he had, House of Reawakening Minds. I started going a lot, and I met the sister there, and I think she had this book, and I got it. She told me. I think that's how it went. Surveillance, torture, and control. This is like targeted individuals. A collection of books. There's books and collections. A collection of books on target individuals. I'm not gonna get too deep in target individuals, unless you've been targeted in your life. If you've never been targeted, or you have not been, you may have been targeted and not been aware of it. There's certain methods and of doing it, and how the system does it, and the system engages in it. And it starts in a high level from the banking system. They target people, banking system, property management targets their tenants. They engage in targeting. They submit your name, and you get targeted on so many levels. So many people. There's millions of people that are being targeted, and that's having a problem. And some people actually killing themselves, commit suicide. But the targeting game, a lot of, and they even established corporations that engage in the monitoring of you. There's like two major big businesses that actually monitors people, and it's ungodly, the stuff that goes on with targeting individuals. And I'll let me end that. Okay, but that book is many books out here, but that's one of the first books that I got in regards to targeting individuals. That's one of the first ebooks, because my first book was a hard copy, and it was like really devastating. The information that was there, that was given, one of the top books, and that person was being targeted. That wrote the book, the author of the book, they have been targeted for years. Most people are targeted for years. For 5 years, 10 years, 15. Some people are even. I was told some people are targeted. Their family generations of being targeted by the system. So it's really crazy. Okay, here we go. We go back to the EMF, electromagnetic radiation, survival, dirty electric, the disease of civilization. Up over your head. You walk outside. It's not in your home, your business. You're exposed all the time to dirty electromagnetic fields. Here we go. That's my science. That's science. Like I said, the EMF, dirty electric, all that's science. Common law, community, that's civics. Freedom from government, that's civics. The art of cross-examine, that's civics. Ubuntu, that's like almost like that's almost like in an area of the Bible and stuff. The Matrix as it is, that's civics. And you see who's the author, Robinson David E. Be the one to execute your trust. You see who the author there is. This is way in 2015. Robinson D. David E. Common Law Handbook for Jurors, Sheriffs, and Bailiffs, and Justices. Robin David E. So I've had that book, 2015. Some of these books I tried to order. Like maybe 3 of these books, 2 or 3 of these books I tried to order for family members, but they, you get them for them, but they probably just put them down, and they don't think the seriousness of it. And it was like someone who's like my sister's husband, I think it was. I forget who I sent it. Oh, my son at the time he was living. I tried to send it to him to try to take understand it, but Okay, the problem displaying this item order right now. Click right. I don't know why this one's not showing, but the next one up under it says common law. It was not 40. That's the total of this order. That this book is a $5 or $10 book. Okay, let me go to view order. So these was other things in this book. I don't know why. Oh, this was that's why I say electromagnetic field stress neutralizer shield stickers. That's for your cell phones. Okay, so that's why it was only for the books. But this is not a book. I don't know why it came up under a book. So this $49. A book is not $49. Learn to solder. That book was $3.99. And see common law for jurists, that's $5 book. And so these are the when was this? What date was this? The 15th, April the 1st. Oh yeah, there we go. They got returned because I wasn't home. I had left. The return complete. Actually, they were stolen, I think. I don't know, was they stolen or returned? I forget how it went. The Kabbalion, legal writing. You own it all, including you, by means of toxic currency. I didn't know I have that, but yeah, I have that. Meet your straw man and whatever you want to know. And that's by Robinson, David A. And you see how it's only $15. Now, this highest one is the UCC connection, how to free yourself from legal tyranny. Now, civics, these are civics, all civics. Internationomics, the kingdom. I haven't picked up this book in a while. At the top, it says Internationomics. Okay, I haven't picked that. This one was my favorite. Reclaim Your Sovereignty, Take Back Your Christian Name. That's also by Robinson D. I don't think that book was $47. Let me see. Let me go into the. It was two. I got the Black's Law book. That's what was expensive. The Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. And Robinson, Take Back Your Christian Name. So I love civics. I love law, the real law, not legal law, natural law. I'm more into natural law, the meaning, understanding more natural law and understanding our system, how it operates against us. And knowing, try to learn what we need to know. What we need to learn is how to make it operate for us. That's what we don't know, how to make the system operate for us, because we hold the key, but we don't know how to use the key. Okay, these are all older books. I don't think I wasn't into civics in 2014, but I was into electromagnetic field and targeted individuals. So most of these books are going to be in reference to that. Oh, contract law. Maybe I did. I just contract law began. The Hidden Evil. That was my first book right here on targeted individual. This is when I felt that I was being targeted. So I ordered this book. This is a hard copy that I ordered. No, I had it shipped to my brother-in-law. That's why I say shipped to. But I have ordered it, and I wanted him to understand when I started talking about being targeted, and wanted him to understand it. Contract law, and so right here, the hidden evil, the financial elite's war against the civilian population. So I ordered it for myself. At that time, it was, I don't know why it's the price difference, but I ordered it for myself in April the 27th, and then the next day, because I maybe the conversation we had, I wanted him to understand it, so I had it shipped to him. I didn't know I shipped some things to my son in reference to me being targeted. Okay, so this was, I had two of these books. I have three of them. So multiple people, I was trying to get multiple people understand, because I didn't know how to express myself, explain myself, of the electromagnetic field, that I was being hit with energy and frequency and didn't know, and thought I was being targeted. And not to take away from that I wasn't being targeted, but I need to know what how was I how was my body being how was I being hurt and injured. And I didn't know, because I was science challenged, so I didn't know about electromagnetic field. I didn't know about magnetic field. I just knew I was hurt, and my pain, the pain that was I was it was hitting my body, how it was hitting my body. It felt like direct energy weapon. If you know anything about that, if you're in the military, you're gonna know. Most military will know what that is. Direct energy weapon. D is called capital D, capital E, capital W. That's the acronym. That's what I was feeling. Direct energy weapon in my own house. Like I was hitting with this, being hit. And if you want anyone who studied direct energy weapons, you'll know what I mean. DEW. And there's another name for direct energy weapons too. I can't think of it. It's two names, but it's the same type of energy and frequency being used. Okay, most of this is going to be. So I know I got 32 and all the way back. Let me see. I went all the way to the end. Most of it's going to be about Christianity books, because at that time I was hard, heavy into church. 2011, 12, 13. So yeah. So I'm ending this. Mm, okay. So how do I stop? Okay, here we go. All stop.